Hello, my name is Alvin Holloway, and what you are about to read is just a small excerpt from my life here in Lewiston, Maine. You see, up until recently I lived with my parents, John and Melody, in the glorious town of Chula Vista, California. However, when John, that's my father, had lost his job, he sunk into a deep depression and began drinking a lot. To keep us from ending up on the street, my mom had to take 2 jobs waiting tables, but it all got to be too much for both of them. Therefore, when my grandparents offered to pay for us to move east to Lewiston, Maine, my parents jumped at the chance for a new beginning without consulting me at all. Back in Chula Vista, right up to the point where John had lost his job, I had for the most part lived the life of a California prince. Yeah, I know I'm being overly dramatic and romanticizing it to some extent. Then again, these are the accounts of my life and I can tell them any way I darn well feel. So deal with it. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there. Now, what was I saying? Oh yes, I lived the life of a prince in Chula Vista. I had several really good friends, teachers that liked me, and best of all, the ocean was my playground. For the past 2 years, I'd won the junior surfing competition and I was the odds-on favorite to become the youngest surfer to ever hold the team championship title. However, that dream was snatched away from me when my parents forced me to leave California. Allow me to interrupt myself again, so that I might share a little fact I picked up on since we moved here. Did you know that many of Stephen King's novels are set in the state of Maine? And, in case you've never read one of his books, let me tell you that most of them center on someone or something killing younger people. Okay, sorry, but I just had to point that out, and now I will get back to what I was saying. Something had occurred during our trip across the country that had a profound impact on how my life has played out here in Lewiston, Maine. You see, I have a problem with wetting my sheets at night. I'm sure you can guess that sleeping in our car for a week and a half, with someone who wets the sheet at night, wasn't exactly a pleasant experience for my parents. John was seemingly unreservedly vocal about it. Through a series of events, we had ended up as overnight guests of a really nice African-American family in Ohio. There, my mother had put me back into diapers for the first time since being potty trained. Okay, that isn't exactly how it happened. Saying it like that makes it sound like she had forced me to wear them. But in fact, what she did was much more devious. She tricked me into trying on a diaper, and once I was in it, she made me sleep in it. Of course, the inevitable happened that night. However, to my surprise, when I woke up the following morning, I found that my bedding and pajamas were completely dry. Much to my horror, my parents decided they liked the idea of me in diapers, and I suppose I have to admit that waking up in a wet diaper beats waking up with wet sheets. However, the part that I didn't like was the fact that for the remainder of our trip, John and my mom kept me in diapers day and night. That's right, they gave me no choice but to wear them all stinking day long, so that we would not have to make as many stops for me to go to the bathroom. At least, that was the excuse they gave me. And what really bothered me most was the fact that I'd started wetting those dang diapers during the daytime too, with no idea I was doing it. It happened so easily that it disturbed me to no end. Someone once asked me why my parents made me wear them during the daytime when I had never had a daytime wetting problem. I wish I could answer that, but frankly I do not know the answer to that. However, I can tell you why they keep me in them 24/7 now, because I've been wearing them so much that I've developed a real need for them. As much as I utterly detest them, I'm actually a bit scared to go without one. I mean, what if I am out in public and have an accident? Everyone would see and I'd never live that down.